Thursday, November 13th, 2024. I if you know, if all of democracy weren't at stake, it would be kind of hilarious. What's going on with uh the clown car that that fucking guy is trying to fill his cabinet with. Um the announcements yesterday are they're kind of terrifying. And unfortunately, I have to agree with Amy Alyssa Farfar Griffin here that um Tulsi Gabbard for intelligence is a terrifying um, possibility, given the fact that she 100% is a Russian asset. Um, they refer to her favorably in the Kremlin. They call her Russia's girlfriend. And for her to have that kind of access to intelligence means Putin has direct access to all of our intelligence. That's terrifying. Um, and then, you know, Matt fucking Gaetz. Even at the nomination, um, he resigned his spot in the House. So he's no longer in the House of Representatives. He hasn't been approved yet. He doesn't have the job, but he quit the House because uh, I think tomorrow the House Ethics Committee was supposed to release their findings on an investigation on him into sex trafficking and drug use. Now they say that since he's no longer a sitting member of the House of Representatives, they will not issue their findings. I think that's a dereliction of duty. 100% you should release those findings, specifically if he's going to be if he's nominated to be the attorney general. That's probably information that the Senate needs to know. um, Now, this is assuming that we're going to have a normal nomination process, uh, where there's actual nomination hearings, and the Senate gets to ask their questions. um, but Trump has asked for all recess appointments, which just means they just go blindly through. I don't know how legal that is. Um, and you know, when when the dissenting voices are Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins, that's not really reassuring. You know, they've both clutched the pearls on several occasions. Um, And although Murkowski has stood firm a few times, Susan Collins has caved at every time. Very concerned, very concerned. Always thinks, well, even during impeachment, well, he's learned his lesson. He doesn't need to be convicted. She approved Brett Kavanaugh. Like she's useless in terms of resistance. She'll say she's oh, this is very concerning. But then she will always just go along. Milk toast, spineless. Ugh. I wish Maine would dump her. Um, but we kind of have to see what happens. Um, we don't know how this is going to play out yet. But you know, whatever happened to the criminal charges that were investigating Matt Gaetz for sex trafficking? That's not just sexual misconduct or sexual abuse. That's actually trafficking minors, paying for them to cross state lines to come to orgies that he can have sex with them. Don't tell me for 1 second. It's alleged. Don't tell me for 1 second that's not true. Um, so, you know, clown car indeed. Um, and as much as people want to keep saying, this is we have to see how it plays out. I appreciate Sonny's pushback of saying things like, we can, when Whoopi's saying we can fight it, we can fight, and Sonny says, um, unless Trump decides to shoot protesters. which is a valid counter argument. Um, Not to say everyone needs to be panicking and in a constant state of fear, but we need to be ready. Um, and this whole thing, this sort of normalization of this transfer, is is kind of ridiculous. We've been told for 2 years that he is an existential threat to democracy, and we're literally just handing him the keys, politely. No recounts, no pushback. Um, and Whoopi, that's why people aren't mad that Biden is saying we will um, peacefully transfer power. But you don't have to invite him in the White House for a photo op and smile with him and shake his hand and talk to him for 2 fucking hours. Do you really think that you're somehow going to appeal to his better senses? He doesn't have any. Same thing with this stupid chief of staff nomination. She thinks she can keep him in line, and I don't know if what Amy Alyssa Farley Griffin said is true, that he, made the judgment to pick Gaetz for Attorney General while she was in another part of the plane. Like if it that's a little amount of unsupervised time it takes for him to make these fucked up decisions, I don't know what good she's going to be. Um, the other thing is, if there actually is a Senate confirmation, I'm sure appointments like Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard are going to be used as sort of litmus tests for the senators to sort of figure out who's on the enemies list. And I don't think Susan Collins has the backbone to say, I will go on the enemies list. Merrick fucking Garland, man, the sitting AG, didn't do his goddamn job. We shouldn't we shouldn't have even gotten to an election with him in it. Oh, I guess they could have nominated him, but he should have already been prosecuted for January 6th. And I know the documents case took longer, but January 6th could have started right away. That was anyway. So much for not paying attention. I'm not even trying to. I'm not even. That's the other thing, is that now the cable news networks are kind of screaming because their viewership has dropped off so hard. And one of them even saying, who was it? Was it Chuck Todd? I don't remember. Said, "Oh, at least the cabinet hearings will bring our ratings back up." No, they're not. We're not watching. We're done. You've proven yourselves to be useless in actually helping, and it's infuriating. We're not tuning back in. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post. You done.